The scratch marks on the basement door were 3 inches deep, not surface scratches. Gouge, the kind that strip through latex paint, then primer, then raw pine, leaving pale curls of wood fiber on the concrete floor. The Rhodesian Ridgeback named Titus had been working on that door for 47 minutes before anyone woke up. Keith Burnham found him at 5:23 a.m. The dog was standing at the basement door, right front paw extended, claws embedded in the wood at the level of the doorknob. His breathing was steady. His posture was not frantic. It was systematic. One stroke, pause, sniff the gap beneath the door. One stroke, pause, sniff. Keith grabbed his collar. Titus, stop. Same gap at the bottom of the door. Keith's daughter, Zoe, was 16 months old. She was asleep in her crib upstairs. His wife, Christine, was asleep beside him. The house was locked. The alarm was set. There was no reason for a 78-pound dog to be disassembling a basement door at 5 in the morning. Keith opened the door. The smell hit him before his foot touched the first step. Sweet, acrid, wrong. Not the usual basement smell of concrete dust and laundry detergent. Something chemical. Something that made his eyes water before his brain could classify it. He didn't go down. He closed the door, picked up Zoe from her crib, woke Christine, and walked everyone, including Titus, out the front door into the March cold. He called the fire department from the driveway. If you stay for stories about the ones who scratch through doors to save the people on the other side, subscribe to The Watchful Paw. The hazmat team found the source in 20 minutes. The water heater, a 12-year-old natural gas unit in the basement corner, had developed a crack in the exhaust flue connector. Natural gas was pooling in the basement at a concentration of 3.2%. The lower explosive limit for methane is 5%. You were at 64% of the way to an ignition event, the fire captain told Keith. One spark, the furnace cycling on, the light switch, the washing machine timer, and the basement becomes a fireball. At 3.2%, the gas would have reached the main floor within another hour through the ductwork. Keith looked at the basement door. 3 inches of pine, scratched through to raw wood, 47 minutes of work. One dog's nose against a gas concentration that the carbon monoxide detector upstairs never registered, because it wasn't carbon monoxide, it was methane. A different gas, a different sensor, a gap in the safety net that no one had considered. The gas company replaced the water heater that afternoon. They also found a secondary issue. The shutoff valve for the gas line had a slow leak at the fitting, a drip of gas so small it would never have triggered the odorant threshold for human detection. Titus had been smelling it for days. Christine asked how they knew the dog had been detecting it for days. The gas company technician pointed to the basement door. Those scratches aren't from one night. Look at the depth variation. The older ones are oxidized, darker wood. The newer ones are fresh. He's been working on this door for at least 3 or 4 days. Each night, a little deeper. Has your dog ever scratched at a door? And you assumed it was behavioral? Tell us. Some scratches are messages. Keith installed a natural gas detector, not a CO detector. He put one in the basement, one on the main floor, one in the hallway near the bedrooms. He also left the basement door slightly ajar at night, not because the gas leak had been fixed and the new water heater was safe, because Titus needed to check. And checking meant sniffing. And sniffing meant the door had to be open enough for a nose to reach through. The veterinary behaviorist, Christine consulted, explained that Rhodesian Ridgebacks were bred to track lions across the southern African savanna. Their olfactory architecture is designed for one thing above all else: detecting threats that are invisible. A lion in tall grass, a predator downwind, a danger that cannot be seen, only smelled. Your dog transferred that instinct to his domestic environment, the behaviorist said. The gas was the lion. The basement door was the grass. He was trying to get to the threat before it got to his family. Every paw that scratches a warning deserves to be heard. Subscribe to The Watchful Paw. Keith never repaired the basement door. He replaced it with a new one, solid core, painted white, but he kept the old door in the garage. The 3 inches of gouged pine, the 47 minutes of silent alarm. Christine asked him once why he kept it. Because that's what saving looks like, he said. Not a siren, Not a beep. Scratches in the dark. Down the stairs. One circuit. Nose to the water heater. Nose to the gas line. Nose to the vent. Then back upstairs to lie in the hallway between Zoe's room and the basement door, watching both directions. And some dogs are built to stand between them and the floor where the children sleep.